How to handle work life as a young adult. Hey guys, what's up everyone? This is your Ate Brit again. Thanks for tuning in and watching my past uploads. This has been a crazy life shift for me as I have never thought of just deciding to start talking about personal development stuff, but it has been a great journey for me having to share my experiences and tips about life navigating and anything under this topic. For today's episode, I am going to be talking about what any young adult who has not graduated should do to find a job, what you should do when you finally find a job, how to not get stuck in a rut, and lastly, how to make the most out of the young adult work life. Let's dive right into number one. Know what your capabilities are. Ask yourself if there are any learnings at school that you can use as a leverage when you go around and apply. So mostly, companies look for somebody who is experienced and who has a degree, and frankly, that is intimidating. If you feel that you can be a good fit for an open position, if you have the guts to try to even apply without enough credentials, just do it and try your luck. If you, however, is shy or you easily get intimidated, or if you could use some more fighting spirit, look at job openings in restaurants or fast food chains. They're the ones who are open to accepting out of school youth. Their interviews are mostly about general character, and if they see that you're keen to filling the job, you could be given the position. You can also try exploring the BPO route. Brit, my English is not that great. You know what? You don't actually have to really sound like an American. A lot of call center companies offer communications training as soon as they get you on board. All you have to do is just to prep your resume, show up when you're called for an interview, be there on time, try your best to answer the interviewer's question, show to them that you need a job and that you are willing to go under training. If you do want to get creative, there are so many courses online that you can explore. You can get on FB groups and check what the people there are doing if there are any open positions. Along the way, you will meet people who have the same goal as you, and you can use that connection to work your way up to doing solo entrepreneurship online. Number two, what should you do once you finally get a job? Be responsible. This is the most basic value you should practice once you start working. A part of being responsible is that you should know what's your job position, what the tasks are assigned to you, be proactive, be kind to your workmates, be professional, know how to adapt, and lastly, and which a lot of you, young adults, don't think much about, is a work plan. By that I mean, do you plan to stay with the company for 6 months, for a year, for 2 years? What direction are you planning to take on in the future? I have to stress this one because a lot of you guys, including me, when I started working, all there was in my mind was to make money, and survive for the next day, next week till I get my pay again. And I did not really think much about what I'm gonna be doing in the next few years, next few months or years. That resulted to me working for a long time with the first company that I worked for. And as months go by, there really wasn't a plan for me to get better financially. And I was more into going out and living the life with friends, drinking every night. I had no backup plans, or I generally did not think about the future. And every time I got to think about it, I was too immature and irresponsible. Now you're gonna tell me, Brit, I'm 18 years old. Let me have my life. Of course, I'm not here to tell you what you should do with your life. I'm here to tell you that when you start looking for a job, that means you need a source of income to support yourself or even your family. So this should be at least your foundation or your anchor to remind you why you started to look for a job in the first place. We get distracted a lot. We have a brain of a goldfish. We get entertained with so many things. Drinking, hanging out with friends. These are core moments, but you also have to remind yourself that you are also going through a transformative stage. You are still learning life. This is an advice that we are told by a lot of the adults in our surroundings, but we easily ignore them or not take them seriously because when we think about it, shit, life is gonna be hard. And we're gonna create life on our own. We need to make money on our own, buy a house, start a business. These are all scary plans because we don't know how to do it. And it's natural for us to get scared. That is why we let all these events, such as going out on an island with friends, distract us from actually setting a plan for our life. Believe me, I was there and I started having a sense of responsibility when I turned, I'd say 22. I started looking for jobs when I was 14 years old. I did find a job at that age, but for the entire time till I turned 22, I was just being irresponsible and I had no single clue on how to steer my life. It was just all going out to drinking, night outs, friends, and then drink again, and then work again, and then drink again. Although I was earning and I was supporting my parents, if only I had a mindset of an adult back then, which I'm sure a lot of other young adults at that time were also doing, I could have leveled up my status in life right now or back then. So if you're gonna let a necessary night out or too much hanging out with people that you know distract you and keep you from setting a plan for yourself to get better in this adulting game, it's up to you. It's your life. But if you give it a thought and actually act on it, I'm not saying you shouldn't go out, you should work every day and plan your life every single time. A balance of everything is the way to go. Keep in mind your main purpose, and that is to get better in life by having a good set out career plan. How to not get stuck in a rut. So let's say you've been with a company for over half a year now. All records are good because you were good at your work, you were responsible, you adapt, you were professional, and you did not let office politics get into you. But then you start asking yourself, what's the next thing after this? Should you transfer to another company because you have friends over there, or the other company pay more, their management treats their staff better, you don't feel happy with the current company that you're in right now, and your salary is not improving, or you just really feel stuck in your life? All these questions are the reason why you should have a roadmap. A roadmap is a guide for you to navigate your career. Let's say you start with your first job and then you ask yourself right then, how long will you want to stay with this company? What are the learnings that this company can give you, and how long will that take you to learn in order for you to apply or to acquire a higher position? Is it possible? While you work with a company, you gotta have that mindfulness to also be aware of how your management runs the business. As much as we hate office politics, we also have to accept and make ourselves aware that this exists in every work environment, and the only way to handle it is to know your company policy. You have to live and work by it, and just be a good person. Follow the rules, but when the time comes that you need to use your common sense and your gut feeling to work, try to think about every situation and know what's the best solution for any misunderstanding or office politics, as we call it. As an adult, a part of our moral compass is to know what to do in different situations. So once you figure the possibilities, once you set a career roadmap for yourself, it could be you can try working for them for 6 months to a year, and while you work with them, you could then plan going back to school or learning other things that can provide you better advancements in your career, such as teaching yourself how to start a business, or if you like the idea of going abroad, you can go look for steps on how to do this. You seek out opportunities. The main point here is avoid getting stuck at work and only having the mentality of just making money today, tomorrow, the next day, the next week. A person who sets a plan for themselves for the next 5 or 10 years is way in a better position over somebody who doesn't think at all about it. Take it from a 30-year-old who did this mistake in her early days and could swear to explore more life advancement programs and strategies. Number 4, lastly, make the most out of the young adult work life. Now that you have the focus, a roadmap, and a mindset to do good and have a strategic plan for your career, just take your time. You pace yourself. It is a process, and most certainly progress won't happen in a month or in a year. It may take you a decade to finally reach a point where you can tell yourself you've done enough or that you're happy of your then status. Also bear in mind that failures and mistakes happen, and if time comes that does happen, just let it pass. Things happen for a reason, and it only takes for anybody to practice resilience to move on from any life struggle. But once you get out of the downfall, do some more strategic planning. Always consider logical factors while making plans. Don't make a plan or decide when you're sad or you're down or even when you're extremely happy. These are feelings and are temporary. But above all this, don't forget to enjoy life. Have fun. Have fun without breaking a bone or damaging your career by creating wrong decisions. Okay, that is it from me. I'm sharing this because I started working at an early age. I was naive and I did not know any better. I had no plans or roadmaps or values, resulting me to working on jobs that only supported me for my immediate needs, but was not beneficial for me in the long run. I kept working and working, yet there was nothing valuable for me to back me up in times of crisis. It's mostly about financial capabilities, and if you're not smart about it, it's not a good feeling being helpless. I have been through a lot of those moments and wish I have been more responsible for my life in my early days, but that is something I cannot change now. But I still have more days of my life to pivot into a better and productive life. By creating this video, I hope that we all follow the path full of strategies and the wisdom to know exactly what to do when we are faced with life challenges. Anyway, that is all from me. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and I hope that you also practice the same. At the same time, share this to anyone you know who you think should also need to get reminded about roadmap and career advancement. While you do that, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. This means a lot to me. I also have my socials down below. I hope to engage with you there as well. This is from me for now. This is Brit. You can call me your Ate Brit, leaving you with this line. Be smart about life. Make a roadmap for yourself. Have a good career. Have a good day. Goodbye. Bye.